Josh, thanks for the a few minutes here. Know you would love to be at the luncheon. It's a fun place to be, obviously, but that's probably the better place for you to get your work in today.
Well, we wanted to make sure we got a good practice in today. Kind of final tune-up before the tournament opens. And once you get in tournament play, your pregame preparation's a little bit limited to the batting cages. With so many games going on, you're not guaranteed a whole lot of time to get ready. So try to get the team one last workout in as a group and cover some areas before we jump into what should be a awfully competitive Big 12 tournament. And our bracket in particular is full of really good teams.
Yeah, it is with Baylor, who you just saw, and again, that was a very competitive and fun game, baseball game, strategically, especially to watch on Friday after the Cowboys really kind of slugged their way over Baylor impressively on Thursday. Then TCU's in there, and we know how good they are. They're going to be fighting very hard, and that's your opening round opponent. They're looking to try and secure their way to get into the NCAA tournament. Talk a little bit about that. I was in Fort Worth for the opening game with the Frogs earlier this season. That's when you saw Nick Lodolo. I'm going to guess you'll probably see him again. He's tough pitcher, good pitcher.
Well, he's probably going to be one of the first 5 players in the entire draft selected in 2 weeks. So I'd say he's probably the premier college pitcher in this draft. He's better than good. He's really good. And that's just more of a compliment to him. Sometimes in coaching, you come across unicorns, and there's not many 6'7" left-hand pitchers strolling around college campuses with his pitches. So he's a very talented kid. He's very good. We've seen him his freshman year. We saw him his sophomore year last year where we were able to be successful with him. And then we saw him earlier this year where he's pretty tough on us. So he's a very gifted pitcher. People probably don't realize this. He was a first-round draft choice out of high school and turned it down to go to college. So this kid's been an accomplished pitcher for quite some time. He knows what he's doing. He's got good pitches. And we'll need to be ready to battle him pitch to pitch and try to kind of outlast him, if you will, and hope that on the other side of the ball we can pitch and play defense at a high level. And should be a great game. Should be one of those games that for us as a team is a great challenge to see if we can make the adjustments necessary to handle his plus slider along with a mid to upper 90s fastball.
Yeah, last thing, Josh, and we'll let you go because I know you've got a lot of things going here before you get ready to head to Oklahoma City and get ready for the 7:30 start for the Cowboys tomorrow night against TCU Baylor. Also on the Cowboys side of the bracket, along with Kansas State, Oklahoma. Baylor and Oklahoma playing in the other game. Got to be happy with the way your team is playing. I know you didn't get the third game in with Baylor, but Max Hewitt comes off the bench for Houston Morrill and does a terrific job. I heard your comments, afterwards. Colin Simpson does what he does. Trevor Boone, who's a first-team All-Big 12 player. I think your pitching, obviously Jensen had another really nice outing and complete game. Your bullpen, when they're called upon, seems to be doing their job. Guys across the lineup are getting it done. Is your team the best it's been all season right now, which is obviously what you want?
Yeah, I like very much the way the kids are going about things. It always starts on the mound, and Jensen has been an awfully good rock to build around in the past 6 to 8 weeks. I think watching him really come on and find his rhythm and find his delivery and his approach on the mound has been a lot of fun. He's sinking the ball. He's pounding the strike zone. I thought his outing against Baylor was his best one of the year, even more so than Oregon State and Texas, where he pitched shutouts. I thought the way he handled himself against Baylor was far more impressive for me than anything else he's done. So, when you're getting great starts to start a series, that's a plus. The bullpen has been solid and definitely a strength for us throughout the year. And then the way the kids are playing the game, pitch to pitch, has improved. 1 through 9, our lineup is very competitive. We've hit the ball with authority, our power and game-changing swings of the bat throughout the last 30 games have been significant, and we've got some kids that are awfully dangerous at home plate. So I hope people have enjoyed watching this team. They've given us some great baseball. They've been a lot of fun to coach. I really like them. I'm very proud of them, and they continue to work at the game. They continue to strive to get better, and those are the things we asked them to commit to doing, things that we asked them to stay true to, and they've done that. And so from that standpoint, as a coach, that's all you can ask for. And it's a good group. These kids are made of the right stuff, and they're first class and have been from start to finish. So, yeah, I think we have a lot to be proud of with this group of kids, and I'm excited to go compete in the postseason alongside them.
Yeah, arm-wise, you're fresh, too. I mean, thanks to Jensen's complete game and what Joe and Mitchell did taking care of business on Thursday, you got some well-rested arms, and that's not a bad thing this time of year.
No, we really have been able to manage our team the past 30 games without having to ask anyone to do anything superhuman, which is good. You never want to have to push your kids past their limits and run the risk of injury. And we haven't had to do that, nor would we. But it's nice to know that we've been able to stay in rotation, keep our kids on full rest, manage the lineup, and give guys a break when they need it, or replace guys when they become injured with a hungry, capable player who comes off the bench and delivers. And those are all strong signs of a good team. And you mentioned Max Hewitt. You go up and down the team. Noah Seifert did a great job filling in for McCusker. We've had great depth at catcher to offset both Colin and Bryce's injuries during the year. And we've had good contributions up and down our pitching staff whenever we've needed it, whether it was Joe going down or whatever the case has been. The kids have been up to the challenge. And, like I said, I just hope people don't take for granted the kind of season these kids are giving us. Big 12 baseball this year is stout. It's as good as it's been in quite some time. There's more marquee players in our league this year than any year I can remember. And I think there's a deep run of teams. When you look at a returning College World Series team in Texas not even qualifying for the tournament, you see a team with OU's talent in the 7-hole, a team with TCU's talent in the 6-hole. That tells you all you need to know about the quality of baseball in the Big 12. It's been very, very challenging week in, week out, and our kids have done one heck of a job. So I'm very proud of them, and I know people that follow us closely are, but for those that are just kind of getting their baseball fix this time of year, this has been an awfully good team, and I'm very proud of what they stand for.
I know this had to be one of the more interesting pre-tournament luncheons. You and West Virginia and the head coach from Oklahoma and everybody else is unaccounted for. But we've had some weird weather here lately. But you guys are no stranger to that in Waco, Texas.
No, it's like we talk to our guys, and I just mentioned this in the other room. We ask our guys to be flexible. We ask them to understand that there's circumstances that are not within our control that we have to adjust to on a pretty regular basis, whether it's weather, whether it's travel. We just have to adjust accordingly. And it's pretty simple, and you can just kind of see the Dodgers have done that, Oklahoma City has done that, and all of the teams are currently doing that. And so I think all of us are just understand that there's a lot of things that we can't control. We're going to go out there and we're going to find a place to practice, and we're going to adjust accordingly. And we're just waiting to play some good baseball this week.
You guys finished the season in Stillwater. In fact, was up there and saw those games on Thursday and Friday. Had a terrific season. I know the game on Thursday, I'm sure, wasn't what you were hoping for, but that game on Friday was a well-played, pretty good baseball game.
It was. I think both games were actually. We just got behind the 8-ball real quick on Thursday. Oklahoma State just did a great job getting some balls up and getting them out of the ballpark, and we just weren't able to do that. I thought the pitching staff from Oklahoma State just did a great job against us, and we just couldn't make the adjustments and find a way to overcome some of those numbers that they put up early. But I thought we played good baseball this past week. We've done it pretty much all year, so I'm hoping to carry that over into this week as well.
Yeah, John Morris is a good friend of mine. He and I have talked a lot about the job you've done with this baseball program and how step by step you've really developed it. And there's no doubt this is one of the top 2 or 3 programs in the conference this year. I think certainly you guys have a chance to host a regional, have a chance to go a long way. Is this kind of step by step what you had hoped to do in bringing this program together, or has it come out of order, or how would
Well,
you rate it?
Well, to be honest,
The journey.
the journey is pretty simple. I wasn't sure what to think. Obviously, being at Pepperdine pretty much my whole career, and then coming out here, I thought I had a really good idea about what I wanted to do. It's just was I going to be able to do that? Then you bring in players like Davis Wendzel, Shea Langoliers, Cody Bradford, and some of the other guys who can really make me look like a really good coach is the best way to put it. They go out there and they lay everything on the line for you on a daily basis. But I just think that we go out there and we coach and we do everything we can the best we can. That's what we ask our players to do. Just prepare them as best as possible, and then once the game time starts, you got to let the talents and the ability of those athletes do what they're supposed to do.
And this is a tough league. This has been one of the tougher years. It's tough to choose an all-conference team. There's so many good candidates.
No, it is. And, when I was going through them, I actually had my assistants come in and go, hey, just help me out with this just to make sure I'm not missing somebody. And I don't want to, I want to make sure we put the right people on that list. And it is. When you're going through those numbers, you see the quality of the players, the quality coaches, then the overall quality of the teams. It makes it really difficult to kind of start picking them apart piece by piece in regards to the success that they've had, and not to mention the success the conference has had as well.
I'll hand that mic over here to your third baseman that's one of the co-players of the year. And let me ask you, and I know we didn't get to see you play in Stillwater, but talk a little bit about how you're doing. From what I understand, kind of a back strain type situation, but I know everybody's hoping to see you in the conference tournament.
Yeah, I strained an oblique, and I'm feeling real good now. I'm feeling great. Got to see some live at bats before we came out here, and I'm just happy to be back out on the field. I was out way too long and just didn't like watching my teammates go out there without helping them.
What about the honor? I just mentioned you. I mean, there's 6 or 7 guys that could have won that honor, and you and Josh Young from Texas Tech share that. Obviously, up until when you got hurt, you were having one heck of an impressive season.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good guys in this conference. I wasn't sure if I was going to win it. I knew I had a good season, but when I got hurt, I said, hey, I mean, there's not much I can do right now. I just got to get healthy. And Jung put up an amazing season. Tech ended real strong, and there's a bunch of really, really good players in this conference.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll let you guys get going. I know you got some BP to take over there, and hopefully Mother Nature will shine on us the rest of the week. That'd be nice.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
All right, Davis, congratulations.
Thank you.
We talked to the pitcher of the year in the Big 12 Conference, and certainly Oklahoma State fans will remember his trip to Stillwater because he came out on a Friday night and maybe one of the more dominating pitching performances I've seen, but he did that to a lot of teams this season, Alek Manoah, and congratulations on the award for pitcher of the year. I would say it was well-deserved.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, and talk about this West Virginia team because you guys have had a terrific season. I know there's a lot of people that cover this conference that feel like West Virginia is one of the teams as the 4th seed that's in great shape to make the NCAA, and a chance maybe to host a regional in Morgantown, which would be outstanding. Talk a little bit about the season and your team right now.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful season, for us as players and coaches, but most importantly, just for the people of West Virginia. They really deserve to be able to come out and watch us play, and just the amount of help that they are to our program, and that fan base is great. And to be able to bring a regional back to Morgantown would really be special. We as guys and as coaches and players, we know the sky's the limit for us. We got a great pitching staff, and we got great hitting, and we know that we love playing with each other. So we don't want to stop. So we're going to try and make a run at this thing and bring a regional back to Morgantown and try to keep going from there on out.
You guys open up tomorrow with Kansas, and you look at this. I think that award you won is even maybe more impressive by the fact that it was hard to pick players of the year. It was hard to pick first-team All-Big 12 players. The offensive players in this league are as good, if not better, than any other conference in America. So for you to be the pitcher of the year in this league, it's got to make you pretty proud.
Yeah. Every day, every week we go out there, it's like you're looking at a lineup trying to study hitters, and there's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys that can do damage. There's no easy out. So yeah, just I know we talked about the player of the year, and we had a bunch of different names and things like that, and being able to face all those guys and do pretty good against them it's been a pretty special year for me.
Also have to ask you about your coach. He gets Coach of the Year, but to get you to come from Miami to Morgantown, I'm gonna make him Recruiter of the Year.
Yeah, he's done a lot, and he'll get Coach of the Year just because he's the head coach and where we are as a program. But I think he should have got it because of a head coach and what he's done as a pitching coach. Many people forget, that he took over the pitching this year, and as a pitching staff last year, we were probably the worst in the Big 12, and I think we're the best in the Big 12 now. So just the work he's done as a head coach for our entire team and what he's done, with our pitching staff as well, he definitely deserves that award.
Now, let me get you to hand him the microphone, and we'll talk to Coach Mazey a little bit about that, the Coach of the Year in the Big 12 Conference. Before I get into any of this, though, one of the first things I thought of when I got here today, you know what it's like to be in this town when the weather gets crazy. And one of the more impressive things I've seen was what your team did back, with the Moore tornado and getting out and helping people. And I'm going to guess every time you come to Oklahoma City, you're weather aware.
Yeah, always, no doubt. It was a crazy time in 2013, something that was unexpected. But our guys stepped up and were ready to help when the people down here needed it. And when we got here last night and we saw that there were more tornadoes in the area, my first thought was, here come the Mountaineers, man. Just you let us know if you need our help, because we're the first team here. So that's what being a college baseball player is all about. Being at West Virginia is all about. When people need your help, man, that's why you wear the jersey. It gives you the opportunity to step up and help people when they need it. That was a really special time. The people of Moore and Oklahoma City really felt like we helped them at that time, but they have no idea how much they helped our kids to go through that and know that they changed some people's lives.
No one in this league, no one in this area will ever forget what you guys did. That was very, very impressive. Let me ask you about impressive this year and this guy here. Again, like I said, I saw his outing in Stillwater, and I saw a couple of other games over the course of the season on video. But I mean, this guy's got not only that, he's a pretty impressive guy standing out there on the mound. You don't necessarily really want to go grab a bat and get up there and face him.
No, you really don't. And the pitching talent is one thing. A lot of people have that. A lot of people throw as hard as he does. A lot of people have a slider like he does. A lot of people have a changeup like he does. But nobody that I've ever been around can put the three together like he does. And on top of that, throw in competitiveness and selflessness and desire and a willingness to he's so unselfish. Every day when he takes the mound, he's doing it not for himself, even though he's in a position where he has every reason to do it for himself, but he really does it for his teammates, his coaches, the student body at West Virginia, the Morgantown community, and Mountaineers everywhere. It's when he takes the mound, he's representing millions of Mountaineer fans everywhere, and he takes that part of it very seriously.
Coach Mazey, Randy Mazey from West Virginia, the Coach of the Year in the Big 12 Conference, and what a great league this was. I mean, I'm looking forward to the tournament because, you feel pretty good about yourselves and about Texas Tech, Baylor, and Oklahoma State, the top 4 seeds. But you got a program like TCU that's going to be battling. They're probably battling, thinking they need to do something special here to get into the NCAA. What a conference this year, and it says a lot when Texas is the team sitting at home.
Yeah, you're right. You're in a good league when, just like you said, Texas is a really good team and didn't make it, which means the other 8 teams that are here are very, very capable of winning this thing. We've seen it before. Since I've been in the league, the number 8 seed has won the tournament before. So what a great league. But it's a lot of fun, when we joined the Big East, or the Big 12 from the Big East 6-7 years ago, it was like, be careful what you ask for, because everybody's good, but it's been wonderful. We've brought all these great teams come into Morgantown, and our fan base is excited about it, and it's exciting to play those games and watch the other teams play. And Like I said in there, I'm a huge fan of college baseball, so when the Mountaineers aren't playing here in Bricktown, I'm sitting in the stands watching the other teams play because I love watching great baseball.